For more, let me turn to Ambassador James Smith. He served as U.S. Ambassador to Saudi Arabia from 2009 to 2013. Ambassador, welcome.
Always good to be with you.
We're talking about diversification, privatization of state assets, creating the world's largest wealth fund. Some, in fact, are calling it the biggest economic shakeup ever in Saudi Arabia. I just want to get your reaction to what was announced.
Well, this has been in the works for a while. This is not a knee-jerk reaction. The Saudi economy, based on oil, is not sustainable over the long term, regardless of the price of oil. 90% of the wealth comes from oil. You've got a generation of young people, all fully educated, that need opportunity. So you've got to diversify the economy for the long-term stability of the kingdom, because you've got to have job opportunities for young entrepreneurs.
Let's talk about this partial privatization of state oil giant Aramco that we watched in our reporter's piece. Less than 5% to be listed on stock market. So basically what Saudi Arabia is doing here is using oil itself to wean itself off oil.
Well, it knows oil upstream very, very well. So that's a good place to start. But with Aramco, they're following the model that they use with SABIC. A state-owned enterprise, very successful, now spin a part of that off so that investors can take advantage of it. They are never going to privatize the reserves. So look for a small part of Aramco, probably the logistics or their shipping, a part of Aramco they can spin off, but they won't be touching the reserves.
You sound pretty optimistic about this reform plan. Do you have any concerns? Are there challenges ahead?
I have huge concerns.
Okay, tell me.
But I fully embrace what they're trying to do. The challenge is you've got an economy that is state-run, and they've always wanted to control. If you're going to move and embrace the private sector, then you're looking at freeing entrepreneurs. And you've got a culture where failure is not seen as a positive, like Silicon Valley, where failure is a badge of honor, if you will. So you've got a cultural problem that they've got to deal with by empowering entrepreneurs. But if they can do it, this is the best chance for women to be successful in the next generation.
And that was going to be my next question. How much of an economic transformation can a country like Saudi Arabia make when there are social norms that need to be changed, like the role of women who still can't drive in the country?
Well, driving is not as important an issue for most women in Saudi Arabia as it is for women here in the United States.
What is important to them?
The mahram rules, having a man make the vote on medical care and travel. They want job opportunities. They want health for themselves and their families. They want freedom of movement. Having said that, it's impossible to describe how much more women are involved in the economy today than they were even 5 years ago. So even the previous King Abdullah opened up many, many opportunities for women. And it appears that King Salman is advancing that by things like doing away with the requirement for a mahram for widows and divorcees, by establishing a provision that all women can have a national ID card. So for the first time, as a Saudi woman, you can open your own bank account. You can open your own business. So we're actually seeing below-the-surface changes that are hugely important.
And finally, Ambassador, Saudi Arabia says taxes on income or basic goods are not part of this 15-year plan. Do you think it's just a matter of time that they may have to impose taxes?
Well, never is a long time.
Okay.
You're already seeing a challenge on subsidies. They've doubled the price of gasoline in the kingdom. They're adjusting what they're charging citizens for water and electricity. So you're seeing a steady change. But again, the EU or the WTO and other entities have been pushing for them to modernize their economy. It can't be a cash or carry system in a modern economy. And they're very slowly moving in that direction.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Ambassador James Smith, always a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.